or a smell that causes you to go insane. All mimetic effects.
Jokes on you, SCP, I'm already insane. Booga 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 booga. Hello everyone, it is me, Burning, your favorite Bond Dragon, back with another video react. Today we are reacting to SCP Explained, a modern introduction to the SCP Foundation by vtuberen. So let's hop into this and I hope I learn a lot.
So, you stumbled upon or heard about a thing called SCP.
Correct.
You're wondering what it's all about.
Correct.
This guide has all the information you need to know about what the SCP Foundation is and what it has to offer you.
Okay.
Think of it as the ultimate primer to the universe, and the wiki as it is and should be seen today.
Today being 7 years ago when this video was made, but details.
This guide is split up into 3 sections, and they are as follows. Number 1. The basics. An introduction to the SCP Foundation and wiki, covering the SCP format, object classes, in-universe lore about the Foundation, and important vocabulary, and why it all matters.
Makes sense, yep. That's pretty basic, yep. Probably good information to have.
Number 2. In-universe elements. This covers some background information and a lot of commonly used terms that might leave a new reader lost or confused.
Very helpful.
Number 3. Things to read and do. A tour of the entire SCP universe, covering all modes of writing and different kinds of pieces that you can read. From -Js to EXs, 001 proposals to groups of interest, tales, and canons. There's a lot more than just the SCP series.
I know there's some games as well, based on the lore of the SCP. I think I played one in like 2000, I don't know, 16, 14, I don't know, somewhere around that period. I know the game was cool, it was fun, but obviously not knowing a whole lot about it probably didn't give me the same experience as certain people.
Okay, let's get started. The basics. Operating clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. These anomalies pose a significant threat to global security by threatening either physical or psychological harm.
Oh, lovely. You know what? A little psychological harm never harmed anyone.
Introduction. The SCP Foundation is a collaborative writing platform centering around a fictional foundation, a scientific and military organization that seeks to protect humanity and the status quo by locating and containing anomalies, objects.
I'm just saying, but they want you to think that it's fictional. I know what's out there. I know for a fact it's not fictional. They're out there, hunting us. You could be next.
Life forms, events, locations, concepts, creations, and phenomena that, in one way or another, violate natural law. On the SCP Wiki, authors tell stories and explore ideas within this urban fantasy science fiction universe.
Not science fiction, IRL, be careful, you could be next.
Creating rich pieces of writing that take place in a world where the anomalous exists and how people and organizations interact with them. These articles may showcase the different types of phenomena that might exist in this universe, the SCPs themselves, or tell compelling narratives about life and interactions within the SCP world. Tales, canons, and groups of interest formats. The central focus of the SCP Wiki is the SCP file, commonly referred to as just an SCP. It is a set of in-universe technical documentation supposedly compiled by the Foundation in an effort to understand, analyze, experiment with, and most importantly, contain the anomaly. The SCP file is, in effect, a form of constrained writing, an immersive way to tell a story about the nature and history of an anomalous object or entity, whether directly or by hinting at some greater idea.
That's pretty cool. That's what I like about the idea of the SCP Foundation, that I've at least the little bits I've seen and read. It's pretty much, if you have a cool idea and if your story makes sense, you know, it'll be an amazing place to post it. I think there's like a Cthulhu one, you have the living statue one, you have the plague doctor, and I'm sure you have like so many more, because I'm pretty sure there's over thousands of stories on the SCP wiki. But that's pretty cool. I respect respect anyone who can contribute to that wiki, because I could not write like that.
Each SCP is given a unique serial number or designation. And on the wiki, you can browse SCPs with designations ranging from 1 to 3,999.
Oh.
They are organized into 4 numerical series. Series 1, SCP-1 through to 999. Series 1 was written from 2007 to 2011. Series 2, SCP-1000 through to SCP-1999. Series 2 was written from 2011 to 2013.
Okay.
Series 3, SCP-2000 through to SCP-2999. Series 3 was written from 2013 to 2017. And Series 4, SCP-3000 through to SCP-3999. This series is still being written, but it started in 2017.
Fun fact, this video is 7 years old, so it wouldn't surprise me if they were at Series 6 or something with like SCP-5000 to 5999. Man, it started in 2007. That's such a while ago. Jesus. The fun part is how there's apparently like 5 completely separate SCP-001s. That's, you know what? I respect it. That's kind of interesting. Because I guess the first classification would be like the most dangerous, and you want that to be the most important one. So I guess it makes sense that there's multiple of it, just like they aren't sure which one's which. I respect it.
The SCP format. An SCP file has a very specific format that, in general, must be strictly adhered to. SCPs are the backbone of the entire franchise. These documents are the set pieces of the universe, showcasing its tone, stories, and possibilities. The basic format of an SCP is as follows. Item number, SCP hyphen, then the number. Object class, then a category name. Special containment procedures, then a detailed summary of all specific means needed to make sure the anomaly is safely contained.
SCP number XXX is chained to the bottom of the ocean, because if they reach the air, we all die.
Description, then a technically written documentation of all things that the anomaly is, does, and can do.
Hi, SCP XXX here. Tied to the ocean, because otherwise, once it reaches contact with oxygen, all oxygen in the world will fade away. That is its only power, and it makes it a, I don't know, a unit of measurement that defines object class. Insert here.
And finally, supplements. Optional additional files added onto the base document. Each SCP is given an object class based on the degree of containment difficulty.
Oh, how convenient. I just needed that information. There's one SCP that is contained by breaking somebody's femur so that they are drawn to the pain screams. What the fuck? Sir, I know you had a great life, but I'm gonna break your femur now. So how did they find that out? If not by accident, I'd be concerned. 100% someone just accidentally broke their femur near this SCP and they were like, oh, that worked.
Here are the primary object classes. Safe. The anomaly can be contained by simply leaving it alone. No special procedures, methods, or events are necessary to keep it from damaging the world. This does not necessarily mean it's not dangerous. A safe class object can be world-threatening if not contained, but it's just really easy to contain them.
My favorite SCP just wants pizza. Hey bro, if you get your pizza, will you not destroy the world? Yeah bro, I got you.
Some notable examples of safe class SCPs are SCP-1981,
Is that a motherfucking bird?
SCP-2579, SCP-993, SCP-1425, and SCP-3039. All examples will be in the video description. Next, Euclid. The anomaly is inherently unpredictable or requires some amount of special effort to be contained. You're not quite sure what will happen if you leave it alone, and it might be a little bit more complex than a safe class entity, object, or phenomenon.
Okay, so we'll need 2 pizzas to contain this one. SCP Smasher Pass when we hit 500 followers on Twitch. I will do an SCP Smasher Pass. There you go.
Some notable examples of Euclid-class SCPs are SCP-3008, SCP-426, SCP-1171, SCP-3001, and SCP-1609.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Why is there an IKEA? You know what? Actually, second thought, don't answer that. The infinite IKEA? You know what? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I know the IKEA one. I do not. I am very confused as to why there's an IKEA. But betting by the name that Blaze just said, the infinite IKEA, I'm assuming it's an IKEA that once you enter, you can't leave? I'm guessing that's it. Also, toaster. Who doesn't love a good toaster?
And finally,
SCP-3008 is an IKEA. It is an extra-dimensional space that is very difficult to leave. Of course it is.
Keter. These SCPs are really difficult to contain, requiring a huge expenditure of resources or extensively complex containment procedures. The most dangerous of phenomena are classed as Keter, often, but not always, posing an existential threat to humanity, the world, or universal structure itself.
So we require 3 pizzas, yes? Oh, also it's filled with employees that are faced as monsters. That sounds lovely! I'm never setting foot in an IKEA again.
Some notable examples of Keter-class SCPs are SCP-1739, SCP-231, SCP-2935, SCP-2293, and SCP-3200.
I'm sorry, is that a fucking Dell laptop? What the fuck? I love how your answer to everything is just, how about we end another pizza? Yeah, well, how else am I supposed to quantify it? Piece of paper, bro. No, fuck the piece of paper. You can get paper cuts from that. Why the fuck is there a Dell laptop?
In addition, there are a number of esoteric and secondary classes that are used much less than the big...
He just used a really big word. What the fuck's esoteric?
3 that I just mentioned, but still serve important purposes. Thaumiel. This is a very rare object class only known to the highest levels of the Foundation. In essence, Thaumiel class objects are anti-Keter. They are used in the containment or counteracting of other SCPs. They act as powerful tools to be used by the Foundation, which normally rarely uses anomalies.
So there's certain SCPs that are like counters to the Keter ones and like other ones. That's pretty cool. That's actually a really cool concept. I appreciate that.
Some notable examples of Thaumiel class SCPs are SCP-2000, SCP-2003, SCP-3000, SCP-179, and SCP-3031.
That's a hologram of a brain. The fuck? Apparently the laptop can time travel? I don't fucking know. You know what? Time traveling laptop makes sense, I guess.
And finally, neutralized. It used to be anomalous, now it's not. Maybe it just stopped working on its own. Maybe someone accidentally or purposefully destroyed it. Either way, it no longer has functional anomalous properties. Some notable examples of neutralized class SCPs are SCP-1470, SCP-2682, SCP-3519, SCP-1762, and SCP-2420.
I'm sorry, why is the brain hologram back? How can it be used to counter SCPs but also be neutralized? That's a bit weird. Also dog.
If you want to stop watching this guide now and start diving into the wiki, this is a good time to do so. But be sure to finish this guide if you're unsure of anything. Maybe you can...
Nah, fuck that. We're here for the whole ride. The whole 35 minutes. Let's continue.
Pick one from the links from the description, and then follow the cross-links and navigation in the article. Maybe you can go to a series page. I highly recommend series 2 and 3, and just click on one with an intriguing title. Or you could roll the dice and press random SCP. One of the best ways to learn about the Foundation is to discover for yourself all the genres, emotions, and ideas it can evoke, to keep that sense of mystery and gritty realism. There's still a lot to learn about the culture and vocabulary and universe of the site. You can find out and learn by yourself just by reading as much as you can. Playing it by ear, it's pretty fun that way. Or if you'd like...
Yeah, but that would require me to read instead of watching a funny video. And I feel like one of these is way more entertaining.
To get a better handle on everything that's going on, and a few more ways to drop you into the community, stay tuned. I still have a lot to show you. Next up, in-universe elements. Foundation structure and protocol. Security clearance represents how much information about an object you're allowed to know. If you've read through an SCP or two, you're bound to have seen these: data expunged, redacted, or the text completely blacked out. These key
So, like nope, actually, no, I'm gonna not finish that sentence because I will get fucking banned. Like FBI files that, have data and information that people aren't allowed to read. Yes, that's totally what I was gonna say.
words are
There is no fucking way that the video had an error after that comment. What the fuck? Can't believe that fucking happened. That almost felt fucking intentional. Jesus Christ.
redacted, or the text completely blacked out. These keywords are common hallmarks and tools of narrative of the SCP Wiki, signifying that the
AKA, I don't know what to put here, so I blacked it out. I see you. I see you, writers. I see you.
information has been classified to a higher clearance or has been cleansed completely. It adds an element of horror through absence that is classic to the SCP fandom. For a great example of how security clearance levels can be used, read SCP-2317. There are also many types of workers in the Foundation. Among them, we have containment specialists, researchers, and security tactical response officers. There are field agents who are out in the world undercover, looking for signs of anomalous activity, and mobile task forces, special units that are assigned to carry out certain dangerous jobs. The task forces document contains a list of mobile task forces along with their associated SCPs.
So you definitely don't want to be any of these roles, maybe aside from like researcher, right? Because I feel like any of these other ones will probably get you killed.
The Foundation is usually thought of as a far-reaching organization, and so their bases are found across the globe, and sometimes outside of it. These bases can be sites or areas. For more information, read Secure Facilities Locations.
Okay.
The leaders of individual areas or sites are high-ranking Level 4 researchers known as Site Directors. There are few in the Foundation that rank higher than Site Director, and they are the O5 Council, the ultimate leaders of the entire Foundation. The Overseer.
The Overseer O5 Council. So if they say jump, you say how high? Got it.
Council, abbreviated to O5, is a group of 13 people who manage all
Why is it called O5 if there's 13 of them? Listen, I'm not a mathematician, but I'm just pointing it out.
Foundation operations worldwide and have complete access to all information, redacted or not. Their identities are classified for safety, and they are only referred to by their ID. O5.
Because they have level 5 clearance. This is why I keep you around, Gore. You're smart.
1 through 13. In addition, some versions of canon also include the existence of an administrator, the creator of the Foundation.
Oh.
Finally, one of the most interesting parts of the Foundation are D-Class personnel, or Class Ds. The canon around D-Class personnel helps showcase the colder and more morally gray side of the Foundation. In order to experiment with and contain SCPs, the Foundation needs lab rats to test things with.
Ah, yes. So you made a... Hi, you're hired. Congratulations on being SCP food.
The D-Class. Oftentimes, they are recruited from death row or the prison population.
Oh, well, I guess not so much hired. More like forced, I guess.
Serving as expendable personnel that are used to handle hazardous anomalies. In the early days of the site, a common headcanon was that all D-Class were executed at the end of the month. However, this idea has gone out of fashion as the site has evolved. For more interesting stories about Class D personnel, try reading entries from the D-Class contest. Terms to know. The SCP Wiki has created a wide set of terminology and new innovations, inventing concepts that are unique to the premise of the site and found nearly nowhere else in literature. You may want to know these terms before you dive in. Anomalous classifications. Memetic, or meme.
Oh my god, we got SCP memes? Woo!
A meme is any unit of information that can spread and transfer itself throughout society. Memetic effects deal with how the brain understands and reacts to media. It is a
You know what? That's actually a really good description of what a meme is. I appreciate that. Love creative insults.
piece of data in the subject's mind that has an anomalous effect on that subject's physical or mental state that is spread when someone else becomes aware of the same information. In particular, anomalous mimetic agents are bits of hazardous information that are like a mental virus, triggering anomalous reactions in people who are exposed to them. Anti-mimetic or anti-meme.
That's where the meme isn't good enough and it gets dropped into the shitty memes pile. Forgotten after a day. Like 90% of memes on 9gag. Anyone still remember that website?
An anti-meme is the opposite of a meme. It has self-censoring properties. Anomalous anti-memes are perfectly mentally camouflaged, whether by making you unable to hold your perception of one in your short-term memory, or making you unable to comprehend the concept of its existence.
So basically the Foundation has meme spreaders and meme destroyers. That's what I'm getting. I think you're spot on.
Cognitohazard. A cognitohazard is something that is dangerous when we perceive it with one of the 5 senses. For example, a sound that causes you to bleed from every pore, or a smell that causes you to go insane. All mimetic effects
Joke's on you, SCP, I'm already insane. Booga 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 booga.
are a subset of cognitohazards, as in order to process the information, you have to sense it. Infohazard. Infohazards are anomalous effects that trigger when the SCP is described, referred to, or acknowledged. You don't even have to sense the thing to be affected by an infohazard. You just have to know that it exists. It affects data written about the anomaly and people that are made aware of the existence of the effect.
That sounds lovely.
Ontokinetic or reality bender. An ontokinetic being can manipulate the laws of reality, magic, through anomalous means. Groups of interest contain and study reality benders, often in unethical ways, creating some moral crises for the Foundation.
Oopsie. Our random entity suddenly made the reality different and everyone's born a fucking lizard now.
Art or an artist. Anart is short for anomalous art. Many people and groups aware of the existence of reality-breaking phenomena choose to explore it by creating often surrealist art with extra
That spinning symbol is legit hypnotizing me. Yes. Join the SCP Foundation. Join. Ooh.
normal properties. These people being called anartists.
Okay.
Narrativic or pataphysical. A narrativic
Jesus
anomaly
Christ.
manifests itself within works of fiction, often affecting the content of the work involved by creating characters, changing the setting, or blurring the line between fiction and the reality. The pataphorical or pataphysical SCP explores narrativic anomalies using the wiki itself as the narrative. It explores the idea of characters we write on the website attempting to communicate and manipulate us, and being
That's a cool idea. I love that. In all likelihood, you join the SCP Foundation as a Class D personnel, so if I'm being bit with a broken femur, I'm pretty good, thanks. So basically, it turns articles into visual novels? Yeah, I guess so.
aware of things on the website like author pages, deletions, and discussion forums. Technology and engineering.
Okay.
Scranton Reality Anchor.
Huh?
Scranton Reality Anchors are technological devices used by the Foundation to essentially regulate consensus reality. They cancel out or prevent the effects of reality-bending entities and anchor down areas where the level of unreality is higher or lower than normal.
So you're saying no to reality bending so that everyone's lizard people. What a shame.
Counterbending it so that it matches the reality that we know and inhabit. Many contemporary authors have criticized the widespread use of SRAs as a catch-all for containing any type of structural or ontokinetic effect.
Huh.
Telekill. The SRA back in the old days. Except the problem was worse. In its original form, it was a metal that blocked all mind-affecting or compulsive effects. People went crazy over it and started using it in all their containment procedures, and mistakenly thought it also blocked mimetic effects. Scranton's rewrite of the article added some nuances and drawbacks to it, and its usage had fallen by the wayside anyway, as people have become more innovative with writing. Humes, a unit of measurement that measures the intensity of reality present in an area, crucial to understanding how SRAs and other technologies work. They are useful in quantifying how powerful reality-bending effects are relative to each other. K-class.
So if they change a cupcake into a pie, they get a lower, and if they change a city into a ocean, they get a higher one. That makes sense. I can understand that.
Scenario, a term used to classify possible apocalypse scenarios, which the Foundation deals with on a daily basis when discussing the possible outcomes of dangerous effects or entities. The most common type is XK class, which describes a conventional destruction of the planet scenario. There are multiple minor ones whose exact definitions in canon are being argued over, including CK class, the restructuring of a reality, AK class, humanity goes crazy, SK class, the dominant species on Earth is no longer humans, and Z
lizard people.
K class, reality universal failure. Amnestic, mind wipe drugs.
I could have guessed
a
that
narrative
one.
Tool used by authors to explain A, how the Foundation is able to keep the masquerade of secrecy, and B, to create stories dealing with memory and knowledge. In universe, these are simply chemicals that erase a normal human's memory of some amount of time. When the Foundation has to recover an anomaly in the real world, or seriously messes up, these are used. Things to read and do. There's more to the wiki than the SCP series. In this section, I open the door to the other areas of the site that are part of the Foundation universe, as well as answer some common questions about key but confusing parts of the site.
This feels like a but wait, there's more moment.
What is SCP-1? In the early days of the site, when the wiki was just getting started, there was some debate over what should be this sacred number. 1. Everyone agreed that it had to be incredibly written. Everyone agreed that it had to be big, something deserving of the very first spot. But nobody could agree who should do the honor of writing it. The answer? Everyone can write their own vision of SCP-1.
I'm SCP-1. Fear me, mortals, for I am an entity that can destroy universes. The SCP Foundation has nothing against me.
Thus, the system of proposals, an author's individual idea of number 1. They vary wildly and contradict each other. On the number 1 hub page, it says that the quote real number 1 is so secret that a number of false ones have been created. This explanation allows there to be multiple self-contradictory number 1s. One of them could be the true one to you.
I love that idea. That's actually really smart. I appreciate that.
Or maybe you want a couple to be canonical at the same time. Maybe all of them are fake. Maybe all of them are true. It all depends on your canon and how much you like a given proposal. In effect, SCP-1 proposals are canon builders. Each one sets the tone for a particular author's vision of the Foundation itself. Creating an SCP-1 proposal is as easy as writing it and then submitting it just like any other SCP. Although, unless you're incredibly experienced, it will most likely get rejected by the community and deleted.
Fair enough.
As of November 2017, 19 SCP-1 proposals have been successfully posted. Each one is the product of a lot of work and a high concept.
I can imagine.
Here are 6 of the 19. Number 1. Dr. Clef's proposal. The Foundation was established to prepare humanity for the rapture or apocalypse. SCP-1 is the angel guarding Eden.
That's a mouthful. You're telling me there's an angel guarding Eden and we are aware of it? What the fuck?
Number 2. Dr. Mann's proposal. The first and only natural anomaly was a spiral path in New York. A group of ambitious scientists experimented with reality using this as the thread and created every single other anomaly in the database.
Oh, okay.
Number 3. S. Andrew Swan's proposal. The SCP Foundation is aware of its fictionality. They are currently discussing ways to kill their authors.
That's a bit too meta for my liking.
Number 4. Rojit's proposal. Keter-class anomalies are an inherent part of the universe and can be contained using each other. By releasing all Keter-class anomalies, the universe can be manually restructured.
I like that one. That's cool. Thinking of that way, like all Keter classes are one in like part of the universe. That's cool. Imagine that one was the real one. But I feel like if it was, they would have released every single SCP already and the world would have been fine. But that's cool. That's a cool idea.
Number 5. Twisted Gear's Cactus Proposal. SCP-1 is one manifestation of the mechanical god worshipped by a clockwork cult, which wreaked havoc on the world before the military destroyed it.
Don't quite get that one, but it sounds like a cool read.
And finally, number 6. Kaladin's Proposal. Humanity was originally a slave race whose suffering was harvested to create utopia on another planet. We escaped and then tried to cloak ourselves. The cloak failed, and our masters are trying to bring us home.
So it's saying that the SCP are actually our lords or masters and we escape. That's also a pretty cool idea. I like these. These are really interesting.
It's my personal suggestion that you don't start with SCP-1. The proposals are usually quite complex and require some knowledge of Foundation lore.
Fair enough.
Which is either played with, expanded on, or subverted. Read conventional SCPs before you take the number 1 deep dive. Special classifications -EX, -J, and -ARC. There are other types of documents that use the basic SCP format and style, but utilized in a different way. This allows different stories with more diverse tones and themes to be told. The SCP-EX classification designates an SCP that is no longer considered anomalous. It is explained. The object or phenomenon in question still exists, but the Foundation has deemed it to be an acceptable part of consensus reality.
Okay,
or it was
fair.
a giant fake-out, or it turned out to be just a new scientific discovery. An SCP-J is a joke SCP, a parody SCP, in a sense. Joke SCPs are explicitly non-canon, using the SCP format to joke around or make fun of something for the benefit of the reader. They may riff on in-universe tropes, like overwrought security, over-the-top containment, cold posting, or bad original characters. Or they may parody things like food poisoning, bad drivers, easily angered people, or that one movie.
No, but like, let's be real. Bad drivers might as well be an anomaly. Because why are there so many shitty fucking drivers?
May even make fun of the elements in the other popular SCP canons. Ultimately, a joke SCP is just a way to make the reader laugh. If a joke SCP is not well written and very funny, it'll be downvoted.
Fair.
And finally, we have SCP-ARC, archived SCPs. These are usually legacy pages from the very old days of the site, when standards were low and the mass edit had not been conducted yet. While most of these SCPs were deleted, some of them needed to have text archives due to their usage in other tales or still existing SCPs.
That makes
or
sense.
because they were historically important. ARCing is no longer in use since the opening of Series 2, 3, and 4. And you will most likely never need to read one of these.
Yeah, but what if I want to? You know, you can't fucking stop me. You're not my dad.
Tales, canons, and collaborative logs. Tales are how the Foundation universe gets deepened and extended beyond the limits of the simple SCP file. It allows authors to tell stories where groups or people can interact with each other in the SCP universe, to expand on ideas already created in SCPs, or just, to write a prose. Some authors may also turn their tales into a series, usually if they have a cohesive idea in mind, or if it gets really popular. Notable series include There Is No Anti-Memetics Division, The Cool War, The Lombardi Tales, Tales of Mr. Collector, and Pitch Haven.
I like Tales of Mr. Collector. That sounds cool. I hope he collects all the Pokemon cards.
You can find Tales in the top-rated Tales archive as submissions to a themed contest or by trawling around and finding recommendations. You can also, as we'll soon learn, read the tales in a canon.
Ooh.
A canon is your own set of assumptions about the tone, setting, and dynamic of the universe. Each of the canons in the Canon Hub is a wildly different set of assumptions based off the baseline SCP Foundation. Think of them as mega tale hubs, or parallel universes, or self-contained cinematic universes for authors to play in. Here are 5 notable canons. Broken Masquerade, a world where the Foundation's existence is known by everyone.
Oui.
Resurrection, a deliberate attempt to resurrect the action-orientated SCP Dr. Crazy Days of Series 1, in which an MTF composed of anomalous humans is formed.
Okay.
Third Law, a pulpy sci-fi paratech world dominated by the machinations of Prometheus Labs and Anderson Robotics.
What the fuck?
Rat's Nest, the military killed God, and the Foundation is covering it up. Reality is slowly unraveling and falling apart.
Sorry, sir. We accidentally killed God. Could you, I don't know, fix it for us? Thanks. You're a real one. Appreciate it. SCP-999 is my favorite, as we have learned thanks to Blaze, the tickle monster. The little goop slime thing. It is very cute. I appreciate that one.
The Gulf, small-scale poignant series set in the southern United States, usually having a restful, mysterious feel, and featuring religious symbolism and unconventional types of media.
I respect it.
A number of pages on the site are tagged as collaborative. Collaborative logs or pages can be edited and added to by anyone, although some quality oversight still exists. This is a good way to get your creative chops and contribute whilst not taking the plunge of writing an SCP. The 3 main collaborative pages exist as lists of mini SCPs, very small-scale items or phenomena that don't need to have a narrative, but still need to be unique, appropriate, and interesting.
That's cool. That means that it's very easy for someone to put their foot into the door of SCPs, which I appreciate. Glad you're back, by the way. I'm glad to be back, Cairo. Thank you.
They are Log of Anomalous Items. The SCP Foundation has discovered a substantial number of items which are simply too useless to merit further attention. This document lists those items which have prompted some curiosity. Log of Extranormal Events. This page is to document anomalous events that have attracted the Foundation's interests, but occurred too briefly for the Foundation to secure or contain them.
Interesting.
And finally, Log of Unexplained Locations. This page is to be devoted to the documentation of low-threat anomalous locations which have been discovered by the SCP Foundation over the years.
Hey sir, what do we do with this random island floating in the Pacific? It'll be fine.
There are a number of other collaborative pages, usually SCP supplements or logs. Keep in mind that guidelines for contributions still apply though, and if your edition is deemed to be below standard, it'll probably be removed.
That's fair.
Groups of interest. The Foundation isn't the only fish in the anomalous sea. Other organizations, collective, and groups exist that utilize or create paranormal phenomena for their own purposes. Some are associates of the Foundation, others are rivals to it. Many of them quietly pursue their own interests, while a great many of them fall on the lines of good and or evil. The vast majority simply have a goal in mind that's somewhere in between. Here are 7 notable groups of interest.
I'm so interested.
Are We Cool Yet? A collection of artists, usually producing surreal and disturbing works of art. Their pieces are designed to have maximum impact and are usually lethal in some way.
That's pretty cool. I think you're cool.
The Chaos Insurgency, a rogue cell of the Foundation that uses terrorist means to steal and repurpose powerful anomalies to gain control over nations and conduct unethical experiments using them.
There's always one.
The Church of the Broken God, a widespread cult believing in a clockwork god who is broken into pieces all over the world. Dr. Wondertainment, an individual or company that makes anomalous artifacts that are supposed to be children's toys.
So we found this random teddy bear that actually turns out to make people into chicken nuggets.
The Serpent's Hand, a small organization headquartered in an interdimensional library, believing in anomalous rites and the normalization of the paranormal and magical. Marshall, Carter, and Dark, a corporation that buys and sells anomalous items for the benefit of the super rich. Global Occult Coalition, or the GOC, a massive military organization under control of the UN, using technology and force to destroy the extra-normal wherever they find it.
Honestly, can't hate on that. You probably don't want to deal with him anyway, might as well get rid of him. So he's the guy that made the animatronics for Freddy's. Yep, that's him.
Many groups also have their own form of documentation, similar to an SCP. On the wiki, they are called GOI formats, and they are stories told from a different perspective than the Foundation.
That's cool.
For more information, visit the Groups of Interest page, as well as the ongoing Groups of Interest overview and guide on the SCP Declassified subreddit. Beyond the main site,
Okay.
you can find stories and SCPs to read even beyond the classifications and places I've already detailed. In this final section, I present other outlets of writing associated or tied to the SCP Wiki that you can also look into. Firstly, a great place for you to discover lesser known but very well written tales and SCPs are in the contest archive. For example, SCP-1000, 2000, and 3000 contests all have SCPs themed around urban legends, sci-fi, and horror, respectively.
Okay.
You have the Short Works contest, and the D-Class contest mentioned earlier, and the History contest for both tales and SCPs. Then there are the gigantic, multi-part Mobile Task Force contest and Groups of Interest contest, and then the Dystopia and Reimagining contests, and so forth. There's so much to find. The Wanderer's Library is set in the mysterious, ancient, magical library of the Serpent's Hand. It includes prose pieces and poetry set in the SCP universe, but focused on evoking a sense of wonder, of the extraordinary and fantastical.
I like that. That's cool. That's a good name and an interesting gimmick. That's nice. I appreciate that.
Quote, a sense that there is a larger world beyond the one we know. In the world of the library, these wonders are hidden, but never truly far away. But never forget that this is a wilder world than our own, and it's never entirely safe, either. And finally, we have the international foreign SCP branches. There's French SCPs, Russian SCPs, Japanese SCPs, and a whole bunch more.
Not the French SCPs. Oh, that baguette actually turns people into teddy bears. Oh.
Each brand has their own set of SCPs, many of which have extremely creative and diverse ideas. If you're looking for more SCPs to read, this might be a place to find cool concepts. And if you don't know a foreign language, the main SCP-INT Wiki Hub has translations of some of them. This was entirely written by Reddit user Modulum83 over on the SCP Declassified subreddit. All links will be in the description. If you enjoyed it, give Modulum83 some praise in the comments section for writing something I couldn't write myself.
Everyone go like Modulum83, give him thumbs up. He's great. This was a great video. Thank you for writing this.
I hope it answered most of your questions about who we are and what we do. And that it convinced you to take a dive and become part of the universe and the community.
I like that. That was a good video. Thank you for the video. That was a good video. Thank you so much for everyone who's stopping by. Oh, there was an interesting video. I definitely learned a lot about the SCPs. I hope to maybe react to some videos about them in the future as well. That'll be fun. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like if you liked, comment if you comment, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye, bye, bye.